What's up, yo? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon. Before we get into today's topic video, I just want to show you guys we got the black big logo classic tee on. What it looks like. We got the logo on the side right underneath the armpit, front facing. Still visible from the front. We got the 1DD on the back. Check out our website. These are going to be posted up there for release, so be on the lookout for those. Let's get right into it though. Today's topic video is going to be about hustle culture and burnout. Overthinking and how it can be so crippling to our life experiences. That life is all about the quality of our emotions. How important preserving a childlike perspective on your craft is to fulfillment and success in your life. Learning from college sports, when you take something so seriously that you love and you enjoy, and you're at it every single day on a repetitive basis, and it seems to be almost like a repetitive, just robotic process. It can turn to become much of a burden, or feel like it's a burden, or draining, or something that maybe just takes up time because you don't have that same attachment feeling to it as you once did, just based off the continuous repetition. And that leads to burnout. And I feel, just again, like I said in the beginning, hustle culture, where we are in today's society, I feel like everything is so fast, everything's so repetitive, everything's so instant gratification. Everything has to go 0 to 100 real quick. You start something, you're expected to go viral next day. You start something, you're expected to have $1 million next day. You do something, you're expected to be the greatest at it next day. And none of that is realistic. I feel like, just again, through hustle culture and social media and just societal pressures, we feel as though, as people, that everything has to happen so fast, and instant gratification is the only gratification that we can receive, and that delayed gratification is too long, and it's not rewarding enough because it didn't come as fast as we wanted it to be. When in reality, I feel, in my own personal opinion, it's in reverse. I feel like the sustainable, long-term enjoyment and fulfilling is in the delayed gratification. Just like how a farmer, he plants his seeds and he nurtures them and cultivates them every single day for months at a time. And then all of a sudden, at one time, he has a harvest. But you don't see a farmer plant a seed, water it, nurture it for 2 days or a day, and then go dig it up and expect a harvest, because that's instant gratification. That's not sustainable. The crop and the abundance of the crops that he is trying to receive to do with it as he feels, will not be sustainable, and it won't be to its fullest potential because of the instant gratification and the quickness of the process he tried to speed up. So let's get into that today when I talk about just burnout. Me personally, I felt like, again, going back to college, and then even where I'm at currently in my life now, I get these moments where I feel burnt out, and where I feel overwhelmed, and when I kind of feel anxious and frustrated on what it is I'm trying to work on, or how it is I can work through something that I have in my mind, but I just don't know how to put it down in pen and paper, or communicate it to help bring it into the physical. So just talking about that, and pretty much again, like I said, personally, I've always felt so guilty of not being productive, and I always felt ashamed, or like if I'm not doing enough, if I'm not doing something in my eyes that seems to be productive, or that seems to be in societal eyes productive, or if I'm doing something and I feel I can't give it my 100% effort to put it down for the day and then revisit it tomorrow with a new fresh perspective where I can give it 100%. I felt guilty in those moments because I felt like I was putting off something that I can do today to tomorrow, when in reality, we're human beings, we're not robots. We have to digest and process things as they come and go, and to work through things intentionally with the human emotions that we've been born with. And to know that burnout is going to come with that if you continuously wear yourself out and not allow yourself to rest and reflect. to not allow yourself to get that stillness and that peace of mind that comes from, the reflection and the resting and the sitting back and, just pondering on decisions that you made in the past. And I don't say dwelling on past decisions and mistakes, but really just reflecting and realizing them and helping you to calibrate and align your new decisions and your direction that you're heading in now, in better alignment and to push yourself in a more beneficial direction. Understanding that again, direction is more important than speed. And again, with hustle culture and burnout, I feel these are important things to be talking about because, I see, in myself included, where everything just, we want things to happen so fast and we want things to happen, just like that. Just because, again, our mind and our ego wants it to happen so fast because we feel like, it's the best thing out there or this, that, and the other, or we have our own personal attachment to it. And that doesn't degrade or downplay what it is you're bringing to the table. It just might need a little more time to blossom and to, catch traction. And to know that it's okay. To know that, whether it takes a day, 2 days, a week, a month, a year, 5 years, however long it takes, it's okay. And to know that, you can continuously plant new seeds while you're waiting for old seeds and current seeds to harvest and bloom. Just because you're waiting on something to, come to fruition doesn't mean you can't plant new seeds and work on something else that is cohesively in alignment to what it is you're trying to do already, to propel yourself further and to create more momentum. Just kind of like a wave, you see the waves in the water at the ocean, how they start small and they rise up, then they come crashing forward, to again, understand, but it doesn't, they crash so fast, but it takes a moment for that wave to build up, and that's, I feel that the wave building up is the delayed gratification, but that crash is the instant gratification, so to again, have that metaphor and that visual to really just think about, life's more about the build up, the delayed gratification, the process, the journey. And then, the instant gratification to some can be the destination, the end goal, or this, that, and the other. But it's more so about that build-up that leads you to that moment of the crash. And when I say crash, I don't mean to crash out negatively. I mean, like, just in that metaphor that I'm talking about, that crash is just the end result. The ultimate, ending of what that build-up has led you to. And what that buildup has now manifested into based off, that journey and that process that you went through. Not trying to rush it, not trying to skip steps or compare yourself to others because comparison is a thief of joy. But to know that you're okay to move at your own pace in your own journey. To know that only you can bring to, life what it is you want to, bring to life. And to know that your creativity, what's within you, your uniqueness is your divine gift. And to know that, what is for you will never pass you by. You don't have to worry about moving on societal timing or, the pressures of, your peers or your family members or your friends or your teachers or your professors or whoever, your coaches, however timetables they put you on, be more worried about moving on divine timing, on God's timing. Because that ultimately is the most important timing to be in alignment with because He's the creator of all of it. So I'd rather be in alignment with His timing. And when I talked about previously, again, in one of my videos, the 4 seasons of life, to know where you are in your life, to know, what season you are in and where you are, and are you in alignment with the divine timing, and to understand that if you do feel burnt out and you do feel overwhelmed and you do feel anxious, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to rest and reflect. It's okay to take 2 steps back, to take 10 forward. Not everything has to be so rapid pace. I feel, again, just like in sports, when you go for a run or you're doing a physical activity, when you're in the workout, when you're in the rep, you're in it, you're all in. But in order for you to put that same effort in the next rep, to show up in the next set the same way, to give it that same 105% or the 100%, you have to take that rest in between, whether it be 5 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. You have to give your body a chance to catch up to that effort that you just thrusted out with all your force. You have to allow yourself to recharge, to rejuvenate, and to now, recalibrate how it is we're going to now move forward into the next thing. And I feel with that realization and awareness, it will help you just make better decisions, and that create that that momentum that will ultimately, propel you in whatever direction you're trying to already go. Understanding again, direction is more important than speed, and to know that burnout is okay because it's part of the process. You know, all cars are going to run out of gas eventually if you don't fill them up. So again, you have to take those gas. You have to, just like you put gas in your car, you got to put that gas in your mind. You got to give your mind a new opportunity to refill, to recharge, to rejuvenate, to recalibrate, to kind of refocus and restructure how it is we're going to make a new plan, or how we're going to carry out the plan that we've already established. But if you never allow yourself to have those mental check-ins or those mental moments where you can kind of be present and flow with how it is you're feeling internally based off external things, I feel just personally, when I speak from my own experience, I always saw myself out of alignment. Because, my mind was telling me to do this, my body's telling me to do that. I want to do this, but my mind wants to do this and my body wants to do that. But, once you come into that awareness, you can kind of, be more intentional and, I feel disciplined and accountable to the decisions that you make, ultimately that are going to, be beneficial for your overall well-being, which I feel is the most important thing to take into consideration when you're making decisions and choices. To kind of be aware, okay, is this going to help me get to where I'm going, where I want to go, or is this going to keep me where I'm at or help me move backwards? So again, when we talk about delayed gratification and instant gratification, I feel these are big components to consider when decisions that we're making and we're setting out to achieve new goals and a new journey. To know that it's not going to happen overnight, and to like I tell myself, this is a process, this is a journey. Appreciate the journey more than the end destination and the goal that you're trying to achieve. Even if it's a big goal, just break it down into micro goals so you can at least appreciate yourself and applaud yourself as you're climbing that ladder. You don't have to have out this big astronomical goal. You can kind of break that goal up into little things, into little checkpoints. And as you continuously knock things off and you check things off, you can still feel that gratification. But even though it's quote unquote delayed because it's not your macro goal, you still can get maybe an instant feeling based off just breaking down that macro goal into smaller goals. So you're not really, diluting yourself, but you're still supporting and uplifting yourself to keep your momentum and your energy and your love for that thing to continuously be made manifest into whatever it is you set out to do. So again, when we talk about, to come full circle, hustle culture and burnout, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, it was something I always felt guilty of because I felt like to not be productive is the end all be all, and it's the worst thing to do, and it's not a non-negotiable. So with that being said, to really put emphasis on the importance of the rest. And to figure out, even if it's just, I'm not saying take every day off, and I'm not saying to cut yourself short and to not put in the work or do the work, but to just pick one day out of the week, where you can, reflect and rejuvenate and kind of, dive into yourself and uplift yourself and help yourself move through things and kind of recalibrate how it is you want to move through the next couple of days that will be in front of you. And how can you ultimately strategize a plan and an intention to ultimately, help you get closer to that goal that you ultimately set out to do. Again, like I said, knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, but to know that every single day you're moving closer to that goal, day by day, brick by brick. You're putting in that work, you're showing up, you're applauding yourself, you're not comparing yourself to others in their journey, because you know how important your journey is to you, and that, it's important to move at your pace and to not compare yourself to others and what they have going on, but to uplift them. I feel it's not about comparing, but it's about supporting us all as a collective, because there's enough for everybody. So again, with this community that we're building here, One's Divine Destiny, this is a community about, just uplifting and trying to connect people with, the love and the positivity and the fellowship into, just establishing a new norm, where we can share and have conversations and, just kind of speak our mind on things that might be dwelling on us, mentally, physically, emotionally, to help us all, make better choices for ourselves, make better choices for our well-being, make better choices for, our overall mental and physical well-being. But again, ultimately to make better choices that'll help the collective, to, make the world a better place. Because I feel like, if everybody does their due diligence and only worries about, what it is they're bringing to the table, if 10 people do that, if 100 people do that, if 200 people do that, what's the end result? Only God knows the answer to that, but I know it's got to be a positive one. So, that's what this video is about. Don't feel bad about burnout. Don't feel bad about, feeling like you're overwhelmed or you're anxious. Those are okay. Those are all emotions that are okay to feel. And to know that if you need to take a day, take a week to take, whatever time you feel you need to take to recalibrate and to strategize and to rejuvenate and kind of charge up, recharge yourself, do that. And don't feel guilty about that. Because your uniqueness within you is your divine gift. And you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be heard. You deserve to, showcase your skills and the light that you have within you. And again, I thank you so much for tuning into this video. Check out our website, oncedivinedestiny.com. Be on the lookout for new videos, posts, and brand announcements. And again, check out our big logo classic tee, 1DD on the back. And I thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Brandon out.